we're probably going to be playing a lot of farm patch now that Diva's
Dead.
kind of dumpstered.
Less cancer.
So I know
Would you
who I'm
rather
playing.
prefer McCree or Soldier?
I would say probably Soldier. I think Soldier's just a little bit more of a consistent hero overall.
Yep.
Probably ran on this map then.
Yeah. No, actually, no. On this map, you definitely want Winston. You want to run Winston? Ooh. I would run something like Winston. You actually might run Winston Diva here, if not something like Winston Roadhog or Zarya. There's a lot of movement up onto high ground and low ground, so you want fairly high mobility tanks. Actually, Winston Zarya might be the way to go, just because Zarya can bubble as he's jumping, so she like has some high ground presence even though she's not actually there.
Alright.
I would generally not run Rhine. So
That's what's up list. Alright, they're running Dorisa Ryan again. A lot of shields. Gotta push in. Backing out. Woo!
Oh man, that's dangerous.
Yeah, that was close.
okay, so
Okay,
on a
bubbles
map
are up.
like this, they're running a Risa Rhine up there. You know you can't just go through main, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
Actually,
behind.
let's try far left.
Yeah, I
Oh.
would go. Don't get booped.
No.
That's
We
on
got
me.
booped.
Yeah.
Generally, you're pretty much going to want to just jump on everybody and invalidate their shields as much as you can. If you can notice, try to like, so like at this point right now, Muskie should be calling out who he sees. So like you can see they actually have a Zen on the high ground on the right that's completely alone. You might want to just go main and jump on that Zen.
Team
Okay,
bubbles
let's go
up.
then.
So
Let's go around.
yeah,
Alright, so
And
we're gonna
let's-
jump right, alright?
Soldier up top.
Jumping soldier, jumping soldier. Soldier one, soldier one. Soldier low, he's dead.
Goes in, goes
Mercy,
in.
on mercy, on mercy.
Down.
Actually on soldier again.
Tara's on me. Turn around.
Alright.
Mercy's close,
Mercy
Mercy's.
low, Mercy one.
Oh,
Nice, nice, nice.
Nice.
McCree is still top right.
On Ryan, on Ryan, on Ryan. Got bubble. On
this
Arisa,
is
on
definitely
Arisa.
winnable. This is a winnable fight. Keep your focus.
Ryan, Ryan, Ryan.
Soldier's
on
back in
fire.
the Soldier's
fire,
back,
fire.
back corner stairs.
Okay.
Far down.
Nice shot, Muskie.
Soldier.
Soldier, soldier,
Okay.
high ground. Left side, left side. He's, nice boob.
Oh,
that's a-
Zen,
that's a
punish,
really-
punish the Zen, punish the Zen.
That's a really good point, Tank, guys. That's really
Okay,
good.
let's get on point.
Yep, just make sure you're watching the cart.
Yeah, let's keep three, and then,
Let's get 3 up there.
Muskie,
I-
Muskie and
Fire,
Mercy
go ahead,
probably go
yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
I would say in that situation, when you have your Winston calling like that, we should try to put a little bit more pressure on whoever Winston's calling. Other than that, that was really good.
Yeah, we did good. Good focus, guys. Alright.
Like I said, David, just keep making sure that like when you're peeking is fair like that. Make callouts as to who you see, who's like isolated, who would be a good target for a dive. That's just rude.
Bear above.
Dude, that was good, man.
First low, first quarter. She's
Jump in, jump in.
She's
Yeah.
sold.
Bear still low.
Um,
First back low, low.
On Diana. On a one. On a dead. No, she's not.
No, she's close, she's close. She's still, okay, she's dead now.
Okay.
Okay, nice.
Watch,
Pushing tank
watch the
side,
Mercy.
shields.
Oh,
Soldier's in
the
back
fuck?
room. Soldier's in back room. He's back
Oh,
out.
which background?
Anna behind.
I'm on
Soldier
her, I'm on
close.
her. Okay, nice, nice. Mercy's up in the air with the fire.
Fire ult. Bear down.
Shield up, shield up.
Soldier ult left side.
Nice on barrier.
Target soldier.
Mercy
Target
ult.
soldier left side.
watch the
On
Mercy, watch the
on
Mercy.
Mercy.
Mercy dead.
Mercy dead. Ryan. Ours, Marisa.
My ult's ready if we need it next fight.
Okay, left
Soldier
side,
jumped off
soldier.
point.
There
Yeah,
you
he
go.
jumped.
He jumps. Okay, I have grav.
Okay, that's really So the only thing I can say about that, Nightmare, you kind of jumped in and said I'm jumping. Give a little bit more forewarning so other people can get a little bit more ready.
Okay, yeah.
Other than that, also I think you guys
And
all
right
realize
side.
if you would kill that Mercy a little bit earlier, that fight would have gone much easier. I think.
Yeah.
She got 4 reses off that fight. So just kind of like maybe make your initial jump more at Mercy, especially if like David, if
Yeah,
you
it's
hit her
good.
with a rocket, just call it out that she's low and just jump her immediately.
Was that a
Yeah,
fat
jump into
finger,
Mercy.
or where do you want to go?
That was bad. That was. Should have waited.
You should probably back off.
Yeah.
You're missing your Winston here. You're not
Yeah,
gonna make
don't
much
do
of a
it.
play. Just don't feed him ult charge.
They switched to a McCree.
Yeah.
Right now they always have.
No, they swapped them.
Ana is super low. Oh, okay.
Okay, we got it.
Soldier's low. He's probably not healed.
Okay, we know Rez is down.
Now you've got
Okay,
30
yep.
seconds.
I'm jumping in. Gonna cause a distraction.
McCree ult.
Fuck.
Soldier corner. He's one.
Oh my god. I got stunned.
I'm down.
Oh wow.
Reinhardt nanoed in the back. Reinhardt's nanoed in the back.
Mercy's in the right.
That was
Spawn in.
my bad.
Soldier's still in the back.
Oops.
That's probably a lost fight. Just that's fine. Try to be so in moments like that. Just before that fight starts, while you have that lull where you're waiting for Nightmare to get back, try to talk about what ults you think they might have, and what ults you think they will use, so you can try to be ready. If you know they probably have Earth Shatter, then you know that you should probably spray a little bit more spread out, and that way you don't get 4-man shattered.
Alright, so they use Shatter, they use Nano, they use
He's soldier.
Supercharger. Okay.
Visor.
So, yeah, let's just harass him up here for a bit. Erase is half.
Maurice is low, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna jump Diana.
McCree's behind. Turn on, soldier. Turn on, soldier.
I'm playing. I'm jumping too early.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Team bubble's not up.
Yeah, I should be waiting for that, dude. That's my bad.
Yeah.
Back up. Ugh.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got ult for this next push, so.
So do I.
Okay, team bubble's up.
Alright, 18 bubbles up.
Maurice bubble
Alright.
down.
Alright, I'm gonna jump. I'm just gonna jump like right in the middle of them, pretty much. Okay.
You guys-
Let me know the moment
you know
either.
that, right?
Soldier,
Soldier,
top
soldier.
right.
On the right side. On the right side by herself.
Ana's like one.
I'm up. I'm going up. Yeah.
Oh, can get you.
Reese is
Okay.
low.
Wrist is low.
Going.
McCree
Oh,
ult
watch
right
out.
side.
Got shield on. Nice. Okay,
I'm on Ana low.
jumping on it.
Come here.
Ana dead. Pushing right out of the way.
Soldier right side.
McCree in the back. McCree's still in the
Oh,
back.
I got pinned. What the fuck?
Okay.
Yeah, bullying them in the bag.
For this last point, I would recommend go Reinhardt, and go more of just a little bit. I think if you were in Reinhardt here, you no longer really need the verticality on this point, but just having that shield for your players to hide behind, and make sure you don't get shattered and whatnot. That can be really helpful.
Yeah, and I'll
So
probably
I
have
would-
grav too.
I have fair ult this fight.
Let's try top again.
Closer you, Zarya.
Soldier's up top.
Okay, let's pick him off first.
Sebastian.
He'll jump.
Okay, dropping down. Oh shit, my shield's like half.
I got anti. I'm gonna drop down.
Yeah, I'm low health. Shield's low.
I'm healing you. Just.
I got a shield regen. We're gonna push in.
Alright, fire. I'm ready for you. Let's go.
Ana's alone behind.
Watch the right. He's by himself. He's by
Reese is
himself.
half. Reese is half.
You should be.
Reese is low.
Okay. Got the right eye
McCree
position.
half health. Half health.
Where's
middle.
McCree?
Where's
Shield up,
McCree?
shield
Where's
up.
McCree?
In the back. Oh, that's my bad.
Yeah.
Reinhardt's low. Soldiers in the back.
Holy shield.
Oh.
Careful, careful, careful.
Just got all.
He's one, he's one, he's
This
one.
is this is
Nice.
overtime.
There
You
you
guys just have to, you know, duke it out.
Oh shit. Woo! Yo, drop me healing fields later? Oh shit, no. I got melted, dude.
It was a second off too.
That's okay. That's a pretty. That last point's pretty hard to push. Just a couple of things I noticed. First off, Graviton's a really, you know, it's like a. When we're running Pharah with Zarya, we should definitely be looking to combo those two ults. So make sure that both of you are calling out consistently. Like, I'm pretty close to ult. What's your ult at, right? Communicate between each other to make sure that you're getting as much potential out of those two ults as possible. Other than that, I think we need to be. One thing I saw also when we're playing Lucio in a comp like that, right? You notice that they were playing Ana, right, with their two tanks to just give more heals. We need to take advantage of the speed boost. So I noticed, for example, there was that moment when that Rhine was caught out, and we had like 3 people kind of going for him. At that point, we shouldn't really be using your heal as much as your speed, just to get as much of your team members on him as fast as you can, really burst him down. So kind of like, especially like the same applies when we're running Winston. Once we start to initiate, we should really be using speed boost to kind of like catch him off guard and get on him as fast as we can. So that's kind of just something to keep in mind. Other than that, it looked pretty good, guys. That's definitely not a bad attack. I would say on defense, go back to running, for at least for first point, go back to running the Winston. It's going to be a lot of the same, you know, if they dive top right onto our supports or something, we need to make sure that we can dive there as quickly as we can, get on them, and try to protect our supports. So run Winston here.
Do you want me to go McCree so I have backline or?
McCree or Soldier is good. I would say not to run the Pharah on defense here.
Do you still want Mercy or Ana?
Tracer,
So
is there
actually-
good presence, or?
I would say actually if we might want to run McCree Soldier here. I mean it's kind of late.
I'll
It's
do it
kind of
when I
late.
die.
Yeah.
Or if I die, I'll do it. If I
Yo,
die.
Zeta, where you at? Oh
I'm
shit,
gonna go
there
up
you
top. I'm going up top.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
over this. Over
Oh,
here.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that's
just talk
that's
too long.
probably better to hold here.
Yeah, it's my bad for talking so long. It's also like there comes a point where it's just like you guys just have to pick your heroes regardless of.
Okay, come main.
But that's on me. That's my bad.
Dropping. Dropping, just kind of bullying. The Diva's gonna jump you guys.
There's a Genji up top right too. Genji's down in the back.
I see him, I see him.
Diva's close,
He's
Diva's close.
getting mega, he's getting mega.
Winston on me.
Oh shit.
Diva's quarter.
Oh, damn.
They're diving our supports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must. Yeah.
That's just a little bit tough because we got to point late. I would say in general, when they're running dive, you just have to be really precise. Like you see their Winston jump in, and call burn the Winston, and everybody just jumps on that Winston and kills him as fast as you can. Did you notice like when we were running Winston, they were kind of doing that? As soon as Nightmare would jump in, they'd all just collapse on him. That's what you have to be doing. That's pretty much the best way to get around that.
Are we gonna push up?
Soldier in the back by mega
Yeah,
right
you-
side.
Soldier right. In the doorway.
Do we want to hold bus? Yeah.
Yeah, we could probably hold bus. Yo, Zay, you might want to go up to high ground, dude. Like just behind, just take the stairs.
Yeah, I can go.
Good spot. Oh shit.
Okay, I've got ult. Just let me
Alright.
know. Are you
Monkey's
ready
looking
to
for a
push
dive.
back?
Monkey's diving our soldier.
Monkey's
Soldier.
on me.
Shit.
Just-
Yeah.
I got ulted as soon as I got revived. It was-
Soldiers up top.
On him. He's God damn it. Oh my god.
Back up, back up.
Yeah, he's alive. Okay.
Okay, we need to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
They're
Team bubbles
pushing
down,
in
team
Monkey's up top.
bubbles
the
Monkey's
down.
up top.
yeah.
Coming behind.
Okay, they got a far now.
Oh fuck. Monkey's still back, like behind us on point.
Okay, they're ulting.
No, he was still in. God damn it.
Fucker.
Thought the Genji walked in the room to the right.
I have grab.
Why do you have to get so fucking close? Gonna try and res you. We need to be more aggressive.
I've got old.
Yeah.
I'll just
Mm.
blow it.
So, yeah, so I'm sorry, I wasn't talking very much. That I was trying to figure something out. But as far as what I think you should like, I think Alyssa was right. I think you definitely should have been a little bit more aggressive. When you're running a composition like that, you kind of, you know, like you should really be pushing them. They should feel like if they don't engage, they're just gonna die. Like if you look at, you know, they're running a Pharah and a Genji. They should feel like if that Genji doesn't get close to you, he's just gonna get destroyed by your double hit scan, right? Same with that Pharah. If she peeks, she should be getting instantly pressured, and they should really feel like they almost like can't push in because you're applying so much pressure. So that's just something where that just comes with a little bit of practice, but also, you know, like I didn't hear a lot of call-outs where they were pushing in. I didn't hear a lot of, you know, like the Winston's about to jump, or you should, you know, like Farah's over here. Like those are all things that you should be calling out as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, actually, as far as this goes right now, everybody should just try to pretty much output as much communication as possible. It shouldn't necessarily, you know, like later on we can focus on like what's a good call out, what's a bad, you know, like, you know, how we want to prioritize call outs and whatnot. But for now, I think it should just be a simple it should just be everybody tries to call out as much information as they can, move as much, you know, get as much out there, kind of get used to talking